All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining us on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi. More nice weather on the way today, but we do have changes around the corner just in time for the upcoming weekend. We'll start to introduce a rain chance potentially as early as Saturday night ahead of two First Alert weather days for Sunday and Monday. I'll take you through everything we know about that right now. Of course, that's still several days away, so the finer details still need to be worked out, but overall, enjoy the nice weather until the rain and storms arrive again. Here's a look at temperatures through the day today. We'll be in the mid-60s at noon, and today will be a touch cooler than yesterday. Yesterday, we actually had our first 80-degree day of the year. Last time we hit 80 was back in November of last year, so it's been a while. Yesterday reached 80 degrees. It felt fantastic outside. Today, a little cooler, still a little breezy as well. So temperatures will top out in the 60s up in the mountains, otherwise low 70s for Metro and our surrounding suburbs. We do have a red flag warning in effect from Atlanta all the way up into the mountains and areas east along I-20. So critical fire conditions will begin from noon to 8, and high fire danger will be really in place across most of the state today. So we really discourage any kind of outdoor burning. We've seen wildfires already spreading to our north in South Carolina, and it is very possible to have that here in North Georgia if we're not careful. So again, any kind of outdoor burning, we really discourage that because our conditions are conducive for wildfires to spread rapidly if any kind of ember or flame hits the ground. So we really just got to be careful with that today, and really for the rest of the week. That high fire danger will continue. Overnight tonight, after a day in the 70s, we'll wake up in the upper 30s to low 40s in the suburbs, upper 40s for the city of Atlanta. So you will still need a jacket tomorrow morning walking out the door. High temperatures for your Thursday climbing near 80 again. So after a day in the low 70s today, it's all about the really warm and spring-like weather again the next couple of days. You'll notice an increase in cloud cover on Friday, highs in the low 80s. And then over the weekend, we will have temperatures in the upper 70s. You'll also notice mostly cloudy skies over the weekend. So not a bad looking weekend, but we do have more cloud cover. Now, it's not going to be a washout either. It does look like the first half of the day, Saturday, will stay dry. So it'll be a warm and dry Saturday afternoon. Rain could roll in Saturday night. You're looking at the European model right now. That brings the rain in a little bit later, but some models are hinting at rain starting to roll in right after sunset on Saturday. So we will watch that very carefully for you. Again, we're still several days out from this next weather system, so there's going to be some fine tuning to do there. But if you do have any Saturday night plans, you're staying out late Saturday, keep in mind that rain is possible. And it does look like it's just rain Saturday into early Sunday morning. Maybe a rumble of thunder, but we're not looking at severe weather early on Sunday, but rain definitely possible. Now, the issue is if we have any of these rain and storms, if we have rain and storms, I should say, if we have rain and storms stick around into Sunday afternoon and evening, anything that develops ahead of our main cold front on Monday, we will have the ingredients for maybe a strong to severe storm Sunday afternoon and evening. So that's something we'll be watching for. Really, when you need to start being on higher alert for any kind of really impactful weather, any kind of severe weather, will be again Sunday afternoon and evening, but even more so on Monday. So Monday morning looks dry heading out the door for work and school on Monday, but then a cold front moves in. Right now, models are favoring more so a late morning into the afternoon event along this line of storms. I think that's our greatest chance for severe weather right now. The exact timing, the exact threats, that still needs a little bit of work, but it does look like right now the potential for damaging wind and maybe even a tornado or two are possible this far out. So it's something we'll be watching really carefully, and that could potentially clear by the evening commute on Monday. Timing will be kind of nailed down, especially over the weekend. So while we're dealing with really beautiful weather this week, going into the weekend, I know a lot of you unplug over the weekend and try to just enjoy your days off, but the weekend, not a time to unplug from the weather, so make sure to have that First Alert Weather app downloaded, get the notifications sent to your phone, because we'll be updating you on the rain and storm threat for Sunday and Monday, and it'll be just important for you to, of course, plan your Sunday and plan how you go about your day on Monday to try to avoid the storms and maybe that incoming severe weather. Here's a look at the severe outlook. So the Storm Prediction Center is already keeping an eye on us Monday, and when the Storm Prediction Center highlights us in a risk this far out, we keep a really close eye on it, even more so than normal. So we already are looking at the potential for maybe some isolated severe storms on Monday, as I mentioned. The exact threats still to be determined, but we are seeing some early signs of maybe damaging wind and maybe a tornado or two. So something we will be keeping a very close eye on, and that we'll be updating you on as we go through the week. Once we get closer to the event, we're able to nail down the timing. Y'all know how that goes. Once we get some more higher resolution data in, something that'll give us more of the nitty-gritty details, then we can diagnose that for you and give you what we're thinking will happen with this next weather event. But we did go ahead and give you that First Alert Weather Day to know that you need to keep an eye on those days because we're keeping an eye on them. We do think that they'll have some sort of impact on your weekend and the start of the upcoming work week. In the meantime, enjoy the sunshine, guys. It'll be a beautiful day. Low 70s today. Now, of course, the pollen count's going to be really high. I'll tell you what, I walked outside not too long ago and I could feel the tickle in my throat. That pollen count's going to be high today because if it's impacting me, it's got to be high. I'm not super sensitive to the pollen. And then upper 70s tomorrow. Don't forget the Braves on Gray. Opening day tomorrow. We have coverage already started this morning. It's going to continue all the way through tomorrow. We have a crew out in San Diego. Going to be a whole big party. So just make sure you are tuned into Peachtree TV. You can go to AtlantaNewsFirst.com to figure out how to watch Peachtree TV. I personally have YouTube TV, really easy to find on YouTube TV. So just scroll through your channels, find Peachtree TV, and you can watch opening day for free tomorrow afternoon, 4:10. And then Friday, more clouds, 81 degrees for a high. We'll see mostly cloudy, if not cloudy conditions over the weekend. Mostly dry Saturday. The day looks dry. If you have any evening plans after sunset, we will be watching for a rain chance then. And then Sunday morning looks wet with maybe some storms arriving in the afternoon and evening. But Monday, it looks like will be our big focus day for that severe weather threat as a cold front comes through. And then we'll be a little cooler on Tuesday with highs in the low 70s. And we look mostly dry next Tuesday. All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi. Enjoy the beautiful day today, and we'll catch you here next time.